We are coming from Playa del Bulacan and our travel time going to Clark is approximately 45 minutes. Honestly, we think that it's much better to fly in Clark International Airport even though it's our first time. There is no heavy traffic, plus it's convenient since we drove via NLEX to SDEX Clark North exit. We are blessed enough to have our flight here because Eva Air just recently homed Clark International Airport. We will now go inside to check if our luggages does not exceed the weight allowance we have. Now it's time to wait and catch up with my family. Hey, 1, 2, 3. Time to check in our luggages and get our boarding passes. So we booked our flight on Cheapo Air and we're a bit nervous since it's our first time booking from an online travel agency. Cheapo Air gave us a great deal. We got 2 23 kilograms of check-in and 1 7 kilograms of hand carry plus another 1 personal bag for each of us. We're gonna pay for our travel tax together with Kuya. You can actually pay your travel tax ahead of time online through Tiaza's website. Well, you can just Google it, and here are the rates for the travel tax. We're now going to meet the family at the airport's restaurant on the 2nd floor. As you can see, they have a very spacious restaurant up there. Ang mga bakasyonista. Ang tinanong lang sa akin sa immigration is kung student ba ako, and tinignan lang yung lawa ko, yun na yun. And then may nagtanong lang din na isa pang officer kung ano yung aaralan ko sa Canada and if may kasama akong OWP. After noon, ox na. So we have been to many countries, especially my husband since he is a seafarer. But this will be our very first time going out of the country as husband and wife. So we're really excited about it. They've got an exhibit in here. Na ano?
The back door is closing.
Now, we're gonna share to you our flight experience. So we boarded our first plane, Eva Air, and we had a 2-hour flight going to Taipei, Taiwan. So, legroom checking first, of course. And their food selections are really great. I must say, I enjoyed every bit of it, and what I really love about is the free coffee that we had during our flight. Our connecting flight wait time is 5 hours and 40 minutes, and so we really have a lot of time to explore the airport. And now what we really want to do is to try on different foods that they offer in here, like this fluffy custard cake. I don't know what's the name of it. And of course, who would not love to try the milk tea in Taiwan, right? And so we grab one. We also ordered this beef soup with dumplings on it. It's really nice. The dumpling just melts in my mouth. I really want to try it again. After trying out a lot of foods and filling ourselves up, we just decided to rest in the boarding gate and wait for our next flight going to Toronto. We're now boarding our second plane, and it's gonna be Eva Air again. It's a 13-hour flight going to Toronto, and we are excited about it, even though it's a very long night for us, because it's our first point of entry in Canada. This time we are flying with Eva Air's Boeing aircraft. And since we are traveling for a very long hour, all we are left to do is just to entertain ourselves in our seats. So it's a good thing that we can have music and movies here. While it personally makes me feel anxious about many things like our entry to Canada, I'm still very hopeful that God will sustain me and my husband with courage and favor along the way. This very moment just kept me thinking about the Lord's promises and purpose for us. As our travel time ends with Eva Air, I just want to thank them for catering our needs, especially with our luggage, because I cannot stress more about how blessed we are with Eva Air code sharing with Air Canada, because our luggage, which was checked in Clark International Airport, will go straight to Montreal, Quebec. And now to our second and last layover, Toronto Pearson International Airport. As I've mentioned before, this province will be our point of entry into Canada. And so, the immigration department here has the authority to issue our student and open work permits from the government of Canada, and the final decision of us setting foot in Montreal, Quebec. Well, I don't know if it was just me, but as we landed here, I felt both overwhelmed and relieved. But now that I've finally felt the autumn temperature in Canada, plus we're about to approach immigration, I can feel that I'm getting butterflies in my stomach. And yeah, before going through with the immigration, we must first secure our tickets from the travel declaration at the kiosk center. The reason why it is still important to create an account with ArriveCan app is that it will help you lessen the hassle of inputting your declaration for immigration. I have not filmed our encounter with the immigration, but I am to share with you the unfortunate moment we had with the officer. To give you a background, we are coming to Canada 3 months before my study intake. We understand we can arrive at any time of the year in Montreal, as it was stated on the website of IRCC, or Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, that there is no set time frame for us to arrive before my study begins. We are almost heartbroken when the immigration officer told us that we must go back to our country, Philippines, as it was too early for us to enter Canada. This is why we are giving heads up to all international students just like me that it is too risky to go when it's still early to travel your way here. We just don't want to cost you double and be in trouble when that happens. There were cases before that there are international students with families who are being sent back to their countries, maybe because of the housing situation or whatnot of Canada. But as I recall what I have pondered inside the plane, God is with us in this journey. And so the miracle happened when the immigration officer suddenly changed her mind about us being sent back to the Philippines. All I can say is that it was God's way of doing, nothing more and nothing less. It was His grace and love over us. I will never be shy about saying how we cried a lot in front of the officer because of that chance. I know that God never left us afloat in that dreadful situation. The 3-hour weeping and praying moment with my husband was truly worth it. Moving on with the crying session with the hubby, we are about to board our last plane bound to Montreal, Quebec, and it will be an hour flight. We stayed for 8 hours at YYZ Airport and waited patiently with our next plane, which is Air Canada. It's gonna be an Airbus, and it's good thing that we will not be picking any luggage from our check-in because Eva Air handled it all the way to Montreal. As we continue our travel, I just want to share with you some delightful tips before going to Canada. First, make sure to be prepared mentally. Before flying your way here, reconcile, be at peace, and unwind first with your loved ones. So this way, it will lighten the burden of you getting homesick with them. Second, be prepared financially. To be able to carry on with Canadian living, we must have the right amount of savings and be wise with our spending. Third, do not forget your goals. Be strong in your physical and emotional aspects. don't get swayed easily by what you just heard or saw. Work your way up and be diligent. And lastly, uplift your soul. Be prepared spiritually. It is important to encourage yourself in the Lord, especially in tough times. You will never lose anything if you believe and trust God with everything that concerns you. So, to all international students out there who aspire to be in Canada, I know the feeling of being stressed with the application process and the changing of policies of the IRCC. But all I can say is that when the time is right, God will give you your heart's desire. We know for a fact that Canada at the moment is fixing their immigration standards, and so do not lose hope and entrust God with your dreams. Life has so much to offer, and I believe that every one of us will get there. So, yeah, always remember, in all you're getting, get understanding. Truly, it is so good to feel the air here. It simply washes off the short nightmare that we had back in Toronto. It is an experience that we will never ever forget. It made us feel even more stronger and closer to God. Thank you, Lord, for everything. We are finally here, and this journey will continue. Bak na yan? Bak na?